So the next part of the build is going to be the actual body, torso, waist unit, and head of the G-frame architect type. And I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the head first. So we got these little two parts here. That goes in like that, like so. I have to pull it out again, that's fine. And then you have this little chin thing that goes here, like so. So that completes that, but not necessarily. I was looking at the manual, and there are two parts here. One part has this covered up part here that goes in here in between the head. I guess it's like a shielded visor. While this one has a monocle eye, so you can put it there. I kind of like the monocle eye because it has more detail to it. So I was trying to figure out what to use, but I've decided to use the eye. So let's cut that off. Get the right orientation, right? I believe it's this way. And then just slide it in. That looks really nice. I like that. And of course, you do have the option of removing that and putting on the other part. It would have been nice if it came with a clear part, but maybe that's probably one of the parts that comes with the other kits for this. Plus it's a little loose, as you can see, so I'm going to end up gluing this in a few moments. So that completes the head. Next up, I'm going to do is the waist unit. And the waist unit is very simple. All you need to do is take these two parts, put them together like so, and then you have these two parts here. One goes like this in the section there, and the other one goes in like that. Now, I am not fond of this. Not because you have to put it in, but it's... Actually, I did it wrong. Hold on. Yeah. Gotta flip it up because there's a notch there that goes up. But regardless of the case, I'm not fond of it because the fact that it doesn't have the same features that we normally see on Gundam kits, where it's to either... Well, let me rephrase that. Normally the joint that connects the legs is a solid plastic part, usually on the high grades, where it's only one part which can turn like that, or sometimes it could be up and down like that. And then there are the occasions where they take two of these, sandwiching them together, in which case they can bend back and forth, and they're on an axis within the actual waist unit. For this one, it's the part is connected to this, and even though it's tight, it's something that I'm not fond of. Clearly, Kotobukiya must have thought this through, but I'm not digging it. Either or, we'll leave it the way it is. Alright, so there's some preparing here for this, for the top part of the kit. We have, I believe that goes like that here. Or no. Or does that go there? Actually, no, that's not that. How about you? Do you go there? Oh, I was right the first time. There we go. So that goes like that. That goes in like that. You have this part that goes like this here. Squeeze that in. You have these two parts. Squeeze that in too. Keep it in that position. You have this part that goes like this here. But before you seal it up, you have the poly cap that goes like that here. Like so. One goes there. Come on. I don't mind being tight because it's easy, you know, to work with. There we go. I think that's right. Then we have this part that goes there, and this part that goes there, this part that goes there. Come on, there we go. And then this one goes here like so. This one goes there. Oh, wow, this thing is tight. Then we have the waist unit that goes here, like that. And then we have this little detail part. One goes here, one goes there, and then the head. Now that's neat. Cool. Before we begin with the painting, let me just assemble this finally so we could see how it looks. So this should be very simple right here. Pull, install the leg. One there. And one there. Oof, that was tight. Then we got this one here. Nice. And this one here. Nice. Alright, let's adjust the camera so we could see this more clearly. There we go. Now, I feel like building a stick figure, but it's not as fluid as I imagine, and not as strong. I mean, maybe it's strong, but maybe not strong enough. Yeah, the arms move like that. This one can go up and down. The legs, cool. Ugh. I knew that was going to come off because I'm not fond of this little pressure thing. But I think that's because I think when you do buy like specific armored parts for this kit, this can be removed for something else that sticks on. The leg has a good setting, feel to it, as you can see. And balancing it, let's see how that feels. Alright. It's nice. I like it. Cool. Very neat. I like that. This actually reminds me of a series of kits, and actually I forgot who it was. I think it was from Bandai, where you have these humanoid figures that are, you know, they're a blank state of humanoid characters. One's a male, one's a female, and you can give them weaponry and all that stuff, and it's designed to give it like amazing poses and all that stuff. So that's what I'm seeing here. This is just you're basically building an inner frame for this, and I see a lot of potential for this. Again, I've mentioned before, this thing comes with these little dowels here that I don't want to remove them, but the diameter fits these little holes, and I believe these are 3mm diameters, which are supposedly fits in that perfectly. And I kind of like the head. The head is my favorite part. It has a very, very halo look to it. Halo / armored core look to it. That's very nice. Alright, so this is a cool little build for a kit like this in this size, and if anybody sees this for $10, fine. But if you really want to go at it with this and you want to buy the other products that Kotobukiya has, I have a few that I will use on this soon when I get the chance to review them. But for now, I'm going to begin sanding down all the parts that I see here that needs to be sanded and painted. And actually, let me just check something here. Alright, that's fine. And then I'm going to paint it using this new color that I picked up, the Vallejo Mecha Color Gunmetal. Supposedly this can be used for airbrushing, unlike the other Vallejo paints, which is like a much more thicker version of it. And I'm not going to paint the whole thing. The head and the knees, the feet, and this will be removed. And what can well, I actually have chrome from AK, so I think I'll use that on this as well. Alright, so give me some time to sand down some of the parts, which I did mention like a couple of times already, and we'll begin painting. See how this looks. Okay, so time to test out this new paint from Vallejo, the Mecha Color line, 69.058 Gunmetal. And as I'm reading this here, it says this is a water-based acrylic airbrush color for mechas, satin finish, fast drying, exceptional adhesion on all types of plastic, great resistance to impact and scratches, 24 hours after application, used directly or diluted with a Vallejo airbrush thinner, 17 milligrams. It has a ball in there to agitate it. I've put a little bit on this. Actually, let me just put a little more, just in case. Like I remember the last time I did a Vallejo paint, it didn't come out well. Let's see how it comes out now. And since this gunmetal almost acts as a primer, I don't think I'm going to need to prime it. I don't have Vallejo thinner though. I have the regular thinner by AK Interactive. It is coming out, just I see the coverage on this. Looks good. And this one I should remove. Actually, no. I'm going to leave that there. And then I'll repaint it the other color. Because in all due fairness, for me to remove and put back is going to be a pain in the you-know-what. Hold on a second here. Ooh. Did it dry up already? Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, you know what? It does come out. The only thing is I think it does need a little bit more thinner. It needs thinner on this. So I'm almost done. This thing's already done anyway, so I'm gonna get more thinner and apply it. Should have thought of that when I was at Millennium Hobbies to buy thinner on this. And I should review other people's works on this. I mean, it is coming out, just coming out very thick on this. I'll have to test it a little bit further. I'm not saying I don't like this paint, just I have to get used to it. Always do testing on this, on new paints to make sure you have a little bit of an understanding, and then whether you like it or not. I kind of made that mistake with the first Vallejo paint, which is basically an airbrush version and not a painted. I mean, a painted version and not an airbrush version. But for this, you know, you're definitely going to need to thin it out. So let me just take care of this, and we'll finally let me finish up this, paint up the silver color, and then we'll see how this kit looks like. So give me some time to work this out. And here it is, the frame arms unit, the 001, is now complete, or the architecture type unit, you could say. And as you can see, it's nice and shiny in the areas where the chrome is, especially the head. Kind of like that head. Really nice. I know that it has the visor, but I kind of like this one better. Now, it's a frame. There's nothing else going to be put on this kit. But I have a lot of the support parts that sooner or later I'll be building, and I will add it on to this to give it an extra, you know, look to it. So this is kind of like this will be like a part one of me doing all these MS, you know, frame arm unit series, and maybe I'll get some more down the road. For me to paint the inner frame, it's not the best thing, of course. Trying out this color, this paint, was not a good experience because maybe I did not figure this out properly. Now, I did use this acrylic thinner by Mig Ammo, but it didn't go well on this. I had to end up cleaning up my airbrush thoroughly because the thing was basically a big glob of bleh. Then I did a test run again by applying a few drops on the reservoir after agitating it and thinning it and shaking it. And I forgot that I had this one, airbrush thinner by Vallejo, same brand. Did not know if this would work, so I experimented with 5 drops of this followed by 2 to 3 drops of this, and it started to come out okay, you know, but I did a light pass so I can retouch it up again because there was areas which did not look nice at all. But now I see it uniform to a point where it's fine. Clearly this I didn't prime it because this is more of an inner frame, so for me to prime it and paint it a color which is going to be there forever, not the best idea, but considering that it will be covered up with armored parts and all that stuff. So my final thoughts is, if you really want to get into frame arms, this is basically the precursor to all the other kits that I've seen from the frame arms line. And I mentioned this before. They have various versions of the frame arms kits, from, you know, versions that have like heavy armor to lighter armor to speedy armor to more aerodynamic armor, which takes cues from other mobile suits from other series. You know, whether you want a heavily armed mech or you want to have a fast moving mech with melee weaponry or different types of weapons, different types of fins and whatever, you know, they have it out there. And when you do get those kits, this inner frame is already pre-built. I've seen a few kits that are pre-built. You don't have to build the inner frame, but it's kind of fun to build it in a way, because then you know where to go and how to what to expect with this kit. It's a fun little build. Finally got it out of my way, but it's going to be something that I will use for future kits and use it as an example, you could say. Just so you know what kind of scale this is actually a 1/100th scale, and compared to a Gundam kit, here's one of my kits that keeps falling apart on me. Here's the high-grade Dom Tropin, which is 1/44 scale, and this is a 1/100 scale. So put that up against a Gundam, it's not too big, but it is what it is. So I hope you guys enjoyed the build of this kit, and again, like I said, if you see it, don't hesitate to pick it up. You never know if you guys are going to enjoy it or not. With that being said, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more Bandai models building Kotobukiya models coming soon. You guys all have a great day.